Alright, this is what comes in the package that they send you. You got a set of instructions here. Inside, they give you this little bitty box. And in the box, you have the arbor pulley. See if I can open this. Ooh, almost dropped something. Okay, so you get this arbor pulley that is sized the correct size, the grub screw that holds it in place. It comes with two. Oh, because there's two positions. Okay. It's also keyed, so it comes with a key. And a 2.5mm Allen wrench. And in order to do this repair, you're going to need a 3mm Allen wrench to get the panels off the saw. 13mm box end wrench to remove the tension off the belt, and then a 24mm socket wrench or an adjustable wrench in order to remove the motor from the motor mounts. I believe that's correct. You also will need a flathead screwdriver in order to remove the old arbor pulley. Alright, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but that whole motor shaft and key is just coated in red Loctite. There was no way I was going to get that off without heat. And it almost looks, here. I don't know, it almost looks as if they knew that this motor shaft was undersized for that arbor pulley, and they just filled in the gaps with red Loctite. Alright, here are the two pulleys side by side. On your right is the old version, and on the left is the new version. And right off the bat you can see that the pulley on the left has a lot more mass to it. The pulley on the right has a large section of it that's been milled away. I don't know if that's the source of the issue. Maybe it's losing its grip because the wall thickness right here is very thin. But all I know is you can even see the residue up here. This isn't sawdust. This is Loctite. The key is completely covered in Loctite. The shaft of the motor was completely coated in Loctite, and the little set screw was completely coated in Loctite. I was not able to perform this repair without liberal use of my little propane torch. Now, the new pulley is heavier, about 2 times the weight of the old pulley. I don't have my micrometer on me right now in the shop, but it almost appears as if this bore is slightly larger than this bore. I have no way of making that comparison right now. But also along with that, you get your new key, and you get 2 grub screws because there are 2 set screw positions on this particular pulley. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Everything's installed. I put my zero clearance plate back in, lifted up the blade. I'm going to fire her up, maybe get out of the way. Sounds pretty good. To be honest with you, it sounds better than it did before. It may be maybe this new pulley helped eliminate some of the run out. I'll do a real quick check with my dial indicator. Okay, hopefully you can see that. We're going to check the run out again. Let me bring it closer to the edge of the blade so we get maximum arbor run out. See if I can get that close to 0 again. There we go. Alright, here we go. Well, hold on, alright. About 4 thousandths, 5 thousandths maybe, most. So, not too bad. I mean, I got a little interference here, maybe with my insert, but see if I can pull that out, see if I can do it again. Yeah, it looks better. We're looking at maybe 3 thousandths. So, I don't know how accurate my last test was in my previous video, but I think this is pretty much, this is something that I can live with. Alright, so in summary, here's the old pulley. Kind of disappointed with Grizzly on this one. It almost seems like they knew they didn't have the right part, and they used it anyway. The reason I say that is because of just the sheer amount of thread locker or Loctite that they had slathered all over the shaft and the key and the grub screws. It looks like they knew that it was loose, and so they used that as kind of like a backfill to make everything tight. The instructions don't mention anything about heat, but I was stripping out my little 2.5 millimeter Allen wrenches, or hex wrenches, trying to get that screw out, and there was no way I was getting this off without using my trusty torch here to heat everything up and break the bond of that thread locker. So anyway, like I said, it's kind of disappointing. I know that Grizzly is probably not known for their highest quality, but I do expect a certain level of quality when I spend the amount of money that I spent on this saw. And I am grateful that they did issue a recall, and they seem to have remedied the problem, but it probably would have been better if they would have fixed the problem before they sent these out. So go ahead and leave your opinions and your comments below. Let me know what you think about this, and I will see you next time.